So the other day, my wife and I were having a discussion about church leadership. It could actually, thinking about it now, it could apply to different kinds of leadership. But, okay, this is what came out of that conversation was the term horizontal hierarchy. Which sounds like a contradictory term, which is why I'm going to explain what I mean. We were talking about servant leadership. You know, you serve, and you follow people who serve. It's the leader is not unapproachable. Now, even though a leader, like we're thinking the church leader, is above us in wisdom, knowledge, maybe they've studied more, maybe they can speak better, you know. They can lead people. When they talk, people listen. That sort of thing. We know they're above us in a way. But they can't be above us in that we can't approach them. That they're surrounded by flappers. I use the word flappers. That came from Gulliver's Travels. The king or the leader or whatever had a group of people, and people's people. I've never read the book, but I heard that description of how it's layers and layers and layers upon people before you reach the king. And they called those people flappers because they flapped them with balloons, bladders, or something. Which I don't really understand exactly, but I call them flappers because they're layers of people. They're insulated. You can't have a leader who's so insulated from the people that he or she can't communicate with the people anymore, or the people can't communicate with the leader. And this happens in churches that get so big, and the lead pastor is so busy, you can't ever talk to him, which it happens. I mean, but that's a growth thing. When the church grows too much, that's why at that point you need other leaders. You need, because even, okay, biblically, we look back at like Moses leading the 12 tribes, and there were probably 1 million people, or close to 1 million people, that he was leading out of Egypt. So the Israelites, they needed other leaders. So they were divided into sections of thousands and hundreds and fifties or something. And there were the tribal leaders, and then eventually there were the judges, which were like leaders, like oversaw groups of people. And that's how a church needs to be structured. When it gets big, yeah, there's a hierarchy, this level and this level and this level, but you can talk to your leader. You know, you can go directly to your leader, and if not, then go directly to your leader's leader. You can go directly to the senior pastor. But the day-to-day stuff needs to be done by these associates, these assistant pastors. These different churches have different names for them, so I won't get into that exactly. But it's like horizontal hierarchy. Horizontal meaning you can see eye to eye with that person, and if you're going into battle, instead of him standing back here and saying, go over there, he's leading you in the battle. He's going before you. Now, I'm mixing metaphors, you know, I talk church now, to talk battle, but it's because a leader, it's leadership. Leadership has to be someone who's equal, separate but equal, not above you. That's horizontal. Separate, meaning you're a different person, of course, but you're equal to the people you lead. Yeah, and that applies to other kinds of leadership. You know, you don't want to follow somebody who doesn't practice what they preach. They don't do, but they say. They tell you what to do. They don't show you what to do. And that, it really bugs me, and I lose some respect, which I never straight out disrespect people. That's just not my thing. But in my head, in my heart, I'm not as willing to follow my boss if my boss is just spouting orders, unless they have something to back it up. Now, here's something else that kind of bothers me. It's not horizontal at all, which I'm just like, is a boss who comes into a department having never worked in that department before. How can you lead people if you've never been where they are? You've got you've got to be on their level before you can be above them, and you're not really above them. You have more authority than them. But you're on the same level. You just have more authority, and that's why you're the boss. Yeah. I could ramble a little bit longer. Eventually, I will develop this idea, and when I write it down, then I might be able to speak it better. But until then, hey, you've got my vlogs. All y'all, watch my vlogs. What should I ramble on next? Give me a topic. I'll take it and run with it.